It is 8:41. Woke up for like 20 minutes. And I was like raring to start cleaning stuff. And so I literally just cleaned out my there wasn't much there, but I cleaned out my drawers and the calyx I have in the bathroom. And I was like, "Wait a minute." I started trying to do the last closet and I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 wait a minute. I haven't even done the morning video, so I got to do that." Um had an interesting dream. Um, Again, I fucking dueled someone again. It's like, what? Why do I keep dueling people? I don't understand. Pretty weird, if I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, so I was waiting for people to like show up, and then there's this person who could use like air to fight. Like they used air in different ways. Um, Kind of like an airbender, but like they could also like create air, so it wasn't just like an airbender. But anyway, so I was just like, hey, we should duel. And then he's like, I don't know about that. I'm like, well, I'm gonna clear your karma. So, that's like us dueling will clear your karma. And he's like, okay, no problem. So we duel, and I remember having a sword and shield, and I was like fighting him. And eventually it was just like, oh yeah, okay, I cleared like 70. I just remember 70% of his karma I cleared. And he was so grateful. Um, but yeah, it was just like, what? Like, yeah, it was so weird. So yeah, I guess let's try and find out what this means. Dream Bible. I know I've done duel many times. Whoops. Duel. To dream of a duel may reflect waking life situations where compromise seems impossible, issues with seeing things as black and white only. Rigid conflict between people's egos, a possible sign that more effort is needed to make a compromise or share power. Hmm. Okay. I do feel that way. I do feel that, specifically, that compromise is impossible here. Compromise is impossible. Because it's like, this is like fundamental stuff for me, and I will not compromise with living my life. I've done that my whole life. I've compromised my whole life. And so it's like, no, I'm not compromising with just me. Um, and I know it comes across as harsh, but it's kind of like my boundaries have been very loose and wibbly wobbly. So putting up stronger boundaries and being like, yeah, this is it. This is what's happening. Um, it's important. So that's why I feel like I can't really be compromising, because I need to make sure that all of my needs are being taken care of. And I understand that um it's jarring, especially for the roommate. Um you know, I understand what's going on, and I can't compromise. You know, I'm gonna be moving out, and I still like even now I still don't think that they fully understand that this is happening. Um, you know, my buddy's gonna come visit tomorrow to look at the room, and you know, honestly, the closets are basically done for the most part. I have some clothes that I'm gonna look through. Maybe I'll keep a couple things and then just throw the rest into I have a hamper, an extra hamper that I'm just throwing everything in. Like I have a bunch of extra sheets and some old towels that were from like the 90s. So, you know, these towels have seen better days, but yeah. So we'll see. Um okay. So aside from the duel, there was karma kept popping up. Karma. What? No results for karma. There's no way. What? How do you not have karma? I'm scrolling through the Ks. They really don't have karma here. Like, what? um... Alright, I'm just gonna randomly look up. Karma in dreams. Meaning. Hmm. Helping remove karma in for someone in a dream. Clearing karma in a dream. I'm kind of YOLOing it here. I don't know how accurate these are going to be. Okay, that's just BS. I don't know what that was. Dream Journal Ultimate. What is this? Okay. Wait, this Dream Journal Ultimate. Okay. Psychological interpretation of karma. Karma as a dream symbol often reflects a deep awareness of interconnectedness of actions and consequences in your waking life. This concept is rooted in the idea that every decision you make has a ripple effect, not only impacting your own life, but also influencing the lives of those around you. When karma appears in your dream, it may signify a pivotal moment of self-reflection, urging you to consider how your choices are shaping your current circumstances. The symbol invites you to explore the ethical dimensions of your behavior, guiding you towards a path of conscious decision making that aligns more closely with your values and aspirations. Okay. It's not. It's not quite right because it's like we literally talked about karma in the dream where I was like I'll clear your karma. That's why we're gonna duel. Like I didn't have any intention of like hurting this person. It was more like we'll duel and we'll clear your karma. Yeah, well this dream journal is kind of cool, but helping someone, no. Yeah, damn. I guess I'm gonna have to kind of use my intuition completely on this. Okay, so I released karma for this person by dueling. By not compromising on my moral perspective, my values and all of this, I am helping those around me to release karma. That's sounds right. I'm gonna go with that. I think specifically it's like sticking to my path. So I wrote compromise is impossible and I help others release karma by sticking to my path. So um yeah. I think that feels right. So I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, so what is the plan today? Um well, I'm gonna finish sorting that last closet, which again I don't think has too much. The wires were the main one that was like struggle. That was a struggle bus. I think I do need to sort. I've been putting off sorting the coins and the baseball cards. Not really sure. I mean, I kind of want to keep the coins, but like, I mean, it's just it's a small box, so it's like I don't know why I'm him hoeing about the coins so much. I guess I need to look through them and see if I really want to keep them or not. That's empty. So I'm just looking to see like what was going on there. Man, like I thought this would be harder. like uh I'm kind of down. Oh, okay. I know what I need to I totally so I got the disc plate for the artist. Um or from the art. Well, I got a disc plate with the art that I commissioned. It finally came in. It looks fucking awesome. Uh, I'm so pleased with how it turned out. So, like, you know, I have it as my background for my one computer. Um, but yeah, I need to make a video showcasing that, and then thanking the artist. Um, so I'm not sure. What am I gonna do? Link the artist in the. While I do that, I also need to thank the other artist that did the like background for my channel, and then the little like we did like a character drawing thing um with poses, and then you know I just took the face, and then that's the face I use for the YouTube channel. Um, but yeah, I think I need to make videos for both of them. I think they should be individual too. Like lumping them together feels wrong. Um, so I'll make a thank you video for each of them, then link it to them so that they can see the video. And yeah, I I really want to hang it behind me because I think it would look so good there. But the problem is, um, it's not like you know I may only be here for another like two. Well, I will only be here for another like 2 weeks of like time that I'm here. So it seems kind of counterintuitive to do that. Um, I just have to take down that stuff. Trying to think. Oh yeah, I gotta repair the bedroom door, the like hole for the to lock and unlock the door. It's just fucked right now because you know at one point I had like opened it up a little bit more in order to put the different doorknob on for the like soundproofing thing. And then when I put the stuff back, I tried drilling holes to like get the plate back on, and it just wasn't working. So I need to like rebuild and then re-drill the holes because I don't know. Well, first of all, the door by itself was already fucked because the way they put the hole in, they just off-centered it, so it's not even right from the beginning. We had problems shutting this door because it just wouldn't close properly. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to. I'll have to figure out what to do with it. Um, I think I'm going to put like some small wood blocks and then like hmm I'm not sure what I'm gonna do there. Like, I'll figure out something though. Uh, Maybe I'll put I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm gonna do there. Um, it'll come to me. But um, yeah, I'm kind of down to just the clothes. That's it. It's kind of crazy. Um, wow. And I really want to make a stab at this song that I've been trying to figure out. Um, Maybe I'll just have to record. I don't know. Like I try to write it in my head and it just doesn't come out. It's like, what? Why is it not coming out? So maybe I'll have to get into like a deep state of like hearing the like background and then I just say it or sing it or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Yep, I think that's it. I guess I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. See ya. Hello. It is 1:18. I know you're surprised that I'm doing this in the middle of the day. I, just as a side thing, I worked on the last Lego project. So far, looks pretty good. This is the 3D printed base I was talking about, or vase rather. You know, you see the little different Lego things, but you know, this actually works pretty well. It's about the right size for them. So, I guess I'll put them there. So they're like poking a little bit out, but not in the way of the main piece. Okay, so why am I actually doing a video now? Because I haven't eaten anything. I'm about to go and eat food. I think I'm gonna go get some, there's the mushroom hot pot that I really like. So I think I'm gonna go do that. It's also on the lighter side. So, yeah. But, okay. So, I had some shower thoughts. You know, I just got out of the shower. And before, so there's this, I'm putting my phone down. There's this, I don't know the right way to, like, she's kind of like, you know, a collective message reader, channeler, but she's different in that she has, um, I don't know, she kind of is poking the bear a lot of times with her readings because she talks about just topics that normally don't get talked about. Um, and one of the topics was on tarot readings and the industry in general, and like kind of the like a cautionary kind of tale on it. And you know, I thought about my own consumption of tarot reading. I thought about like when it happened, for how long it's been. You know, I've been watching tarot videos pretty much every day for the past like, I guess, month, maybe a month and a half. Um, and I realized something because so she's mentioning the idea that like you can get trapped in this hope loop, and hope's not a bad thing. But it's like you can sometimes get trapped in this hope loop where you'll watch content and it's almost like you're craving that like high that you feel from watching a video, and then there's a crash after. And I understand because in the past I definitely have felt that when I first started watching, because I didn't really have a lot of faith in myself, and the tarot readings kind of like gave me some faith while I was building my own. And it was kind of like a band-aid, a stopgap. Like it didn't, it wasn't fixing the core problem. I was like working on it. Um, and my transformations have kind of over time have kind of shown that. But lately it's like I'll be listening to tarot readings, and I don't know, it's like some of the people that I listen to I feel like I've bounced off of, where like they were really hitting my energy really well, and some of them still do, but it's kind of stuff I already know at this point, where I'm not really getting any. Okay. I'm not really getting any. It's not that I'm not getting new information, but it's more like I. I feel like I'm using the tarot as a crutch at this point. Where, like, I can walk on my own. It's a little hard and a little bit scarier, but I can walk on my own. But I'm like, yeah, but I really like the crutch. Like, the crutch makes me feel like I'm stable. And I don't need it. Um, and so I think I'm going to start switching this behavior. Because, okay, so I'll just progression. Watched YouTube like 10 hours a day for a while, for a long time. When I was depressed, that along with um, like doing reading 10 hours a day. So it's like sometimes it was a combination where I'd read for 5 hours, I'd do YouTube for 5 hours. It's really easy to get in this like loop of just kind of turn off brain distraction in the past. And this is like, very prevalent in like COVID and like a little bit after COVID and kind of like during that initial healing stuff. And then slowly over time, um, it evolved. And at this point, and it's actually so funny. There have been a few instances where it's like, hey, um, like the actual tarot readers are like, hey, if you're a reader, I think the angels might be telling you to start reading, or if you really like reading, to go back to reading. And I'm like, yeah, like I haven't read in a while. Um, and I enjoy reading. I enjoy listening to audiobooks. It's been something that's pretty core to me for a while. Um, and I had not like listened for a while because there's been a lot of the changes happening, and then on top of it, I've been in my spare like moments, I've been filling it with the tarot, because I felt like in the past, I felt like there was moments in time where I was doubting, and then the tarot kind of helped pull me back. Um, and so I kind of used the readings as a way to keep me from slipping back into like uncertainty. And now I'm leading up to the fact that I don't think I should be watching tarot in the way that I have been. You know, again, maybe spend like an hour a day watching tarot. So that's like a couple videos. Sometimes it's longer if I go for a walk or whatever and I just put it on. But like when I do that, it tends to be kind of like whatever. Um, like a lot of times recently, I've found that like the messages don't really. It's like I've left orbit, and there is this like cycle of in the tarot reading, like the escape velocity cycle, where it's like you're doing it, you're doing it, you're doing it, and I'm like, yeah, I am. I can tell, I can feel it. And now it's like, okay, now you're out of orbit, and we don't need to tell you this anymore. Um, you already know, and you have like the faith to do it yourself. And so now I'm just out in orbit, past the like tarot planet, and now I'm just free to go wherever I want to go because I have my own faith engine. Um, and I think that's especially true because of I can do my own tarot now, right? Not that I don't ever want to watch a tarot reading again, right? But I think that era of needing the faith crutch is over, or perceiving the need for the faith crutch. I think there were times when I was like struggling, and it helped a lot. But now it's kind of like if I need nudges in the tarot, I can do it myself, right? And I think it's more channeled into me specifically because I'm doing it for myself. So I'm probably going to do more like self readings going forward. And I think it's going to be around like when I'm feeling unsure or I need that little like faith boost. I can give it to myself. So doing the reading and being like, "Yep, okay, cool." Like, thank you. And so yeah. So that's kind of where I'm like falling on the tarot spectrum, as it were. And it's not that watching tarot is inherently good or bad. It's just kind of how you use the information you get. Because at the end of the day, you have to use your discernment to understand what is important for you. And if you're not doing that and you're just kind of basking in the glow, you're never going to really like evolve yourself. So, yeah. And like I said, tarot is very helpful. It's all about balance. And it's about like, why are you watching the tarot? Because I think it's important to understand the why. And for me, it was like I needed help with like keeping my faith. And now my faith, understanding, knowing it's in its own cycle where I can generate it consistently. So, again, it's another one of those little scary moments where I'm just letting go of things that helped me in the past, but no longer maybe are helping me as much. And obviously, that just means I have to be more focused and more in tune with myself so that I can, if I'm feeling lost, I can just do a reading. Or asking myself, why do I feel lost? What's actually going on? And like assuring myself that I'm okay. Things are going to change. There's also a lot of self-doubt that popped up as I was thinking about letting this go, where it's like, yeah, but like, do you actually know if like things are gonna change? Like, what if they don't? And it's like, um, there was this moment where it was like, there's a part of me that is asking, what if, you get disappointed and heartbroken? And I'm like, okay, well, let me ask you this. Because I literally had this conversation with myself in my head, to like work through this. So it's like, okay, let me ask, do you like pulling cards from card packs? Yeah. I love blind boxes, card packs, all of that stuff. Well, if I told you that there's a small chance that you'll get exactly what you want from the pack, there's a higher likelihood you'll get something good but maybe not expected, and then there's also a chance that you're just going to get something that you don't really want, you don't really care about. Would you open the pack? Well, yeah. Yeah, I would. Because, I want to open the pack and see what I get. Okay, if you get a disappointing pack, are you going to not open packs ever again? No. I'm still going to open packs because I enjoy the aspect of opening the pack, and then I also enjoy the potential to like see some cool stuff, or get some cool cards or whatever, right? And so it's the same thing when it comes to reality. um am I going to not follow through or not take the leap of faith because there's a chance in my mind that there's not going to be a landing and I'm going to get disappointed? That's like, it's the same thing. I'm not going to subscribe to that idea that there's no landing on the other side. Um, using the bridge analogy, walking halfway across the bridge, and you're like, yeah, all those past steps have appeared, but what if this step doesn't? It's like, okay, like, you're in the middle of the bridge, you've gotten a lot of proof that those steps do appear. Are you going to discredit all the previous steps and just doubt that the current step won't show up? No. I'm going to keep walking, even though sometimes it's really hard to take the next step because, well, what if this time? There's a lot of what ifs. Um, and I think as I get closer and closer, it's like, I got 3 days of like cleaning and preparing, and then I'm on the trip, right? So, which I also need to go book a place to stay for. I think all three I'm gonna be booking, which is fine, but all three places I think I'm gonna be booking like hostels or hotels or whatever. So, yeah, I think it's important to just remember that in the moment, I just need to be myself. In the moment, I just need to listen to my intuition. In the moment, I'm just going to be me. That's it. I've said that, you know, throughout this whole thing. That's what I've been saying. And sometimes it's scary to be yourself. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to be myself. So, yeah. Like I'll just say, like, um I had posted the first tarot reading for you guys that I did. And I there's a couple moments where I dropped a card and I'm like, "Oh, this is something you guys don't see." And I pick it up and it's like I see in the camera that my camera is like, you can just see me like bending over in like an unflattering way. And it's like, okay, you know, I thought briefly about like, well, is that going to stop me from posting this video? I'm like, hell no. Like, I don't care. Uh because the message is important. That's part of why I did the like really funny silly face, because it's like I'm having fun doing the tarot stuff. Um so yeah. And I don't think it's gonna be like super consistent on tarot. Like I don't think I'm gonna do it like every day or anything like that. I think it's just gonna be, I'll do readings when I feel like I'm gonna do readings, and that's it. Um, Same thing with like the personal, like reading myself stuff. So yeah, but yeah, just really think about why you're doing what you're doing. It's not just a YouTube thing. It's all over, right? Why do you do what you do? Uh, I'm just thinking right now, about the wire thing. Why do I keep all the wires? Do I actually need all the wires? No, I don't need the wires. Why do I have them? Because I'm worried that I missed something or I'm going to need it in the future, right? That's at the end of the day, that's what it is. And you can't let a potential future dictate the present. You have to live in the moment. And if they're not serving you now, well, maybe you don't need them. And I'm not saying just drop everything, right? There are some things that you need in the future and that, they're very valuable to have. Like, you don't need a wrench set or a screwdriver or, whatever it is every single day. But having them there, that's important so that then you can use them when you do need them. So that's where it's like you have to use your discernment on like, okay, why am I actually keeping this? When have I ever used it? That kind of stuff. So yeah. But I think I think you guys will be fine. And I think I'll be fine. So it was 22:22 on the timer for my thing. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm really hungry. I'm gonna get some food. I'll definitely do another one in the evening. But I do think I need to do some structured content around like intuition and your mind and that kind of stuff. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do it. Maybe later today. Who knows? Okay, bye. Hey guys, it is 9:07, and I ended up getting food. I got the mushroom soup that I was talking about, and then I had some popcorn. I did a little bag of popcorn. Um, I don't know. Well, before I get into the existential feelings I'm having, I want to show I did the full bouquet is here. It looks really good. I'm pretty pleased. So we got that. Actually, it probably look better if I went like this. Oops. Like that. Oh yeah, that looks way better. Okay, cool. Um okay, so just wanted to talk a little bit about, I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing anything. I just wanted to rest. Um I went for a walk, but it wasn't a long walk. It was maybe like 20 minutes. And I didn't go to the gym. I'm just kind of like I found a new book that I'm reading, and it's good, but I just kind of, I don't know. I Part of me wonders that um, I'm suffering some sort of malnutrition, and that's why I'm kind of just meh. Um, obviously I didn't. There's this like aversion I just have to, like, it's almost there's this aversion to eating what I was eating, because it almost feels like if I do that, I'm going backwards and it was all a dream. It's very irrational and weird. I didn't really think about that until just now. So maybe I have to eat the healthy food just to get over that, even if it's just a day or two. Not that the other food isn't like healthy, but it's definitely like, I'm picking the best out of like food that really, there are some instances where I'm just eating, like, it's better than like most takeout food, but it's still takeout food. Not that takeout food can't be healthy, but I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking about how all of this kind of, the moment I stop to rest, everything just feels so surreal. And, I also just kind of question, like, have I changed too much? And my answer is no. But, and I'm glad that I am who I am, but it's just kind of like, this rest feels almost wrong. I don't know. And I think maybe that's part of the problem. I feel like I have to just keep going. You know, I talk about the readings and everything. A couple days or a week ago, there was a reading talking about this exact feeling of like almost feeling like you haven't earned it. You haven't earned what's coming. And I didn't understand it then, but I think I understand it now. It's like, if someone walks up to you and they say, hey, if you just be yourself for a week, we're going to give you everything you've ever wanted. You're going to be like, what? Like, and they're like, no, trust me. Like, that's all you got to do. And you're like, well, am I like selling my soul? Like, what's going on here? Where's the second shoe to drop, or what's the catch, right? And I think that's part of just being in this liminal kind of space between, like, I've already stepped into the new timeline. And I think part of it is it's like I've stepped into the new timeline, but it's like I stepped into the elevator. And the elevator is taking me up. And I'm feeling the pressure change as I get lifted up. And it's like I can't go back. Like it's impossible for me to go back down with this elevator. It's a one-way elevator. And so I start questioning like everything. And it's almost like I forgot it even on the elevator sometimes. It's like I'm used to walking. Like the elevator is so magical by comparison. It's like relearning. Because I've kind of stepped into this kind of higher timeline. All the grueling steps I took in the past, at the end of the day, that was what gave me the deservingness or not for this. And yeah, I took the steps one by one. Like, I did the work that I'm aware most people just won't do. Or they won't do in, like, the span of time that I've done. And it really is, like, going the full gambit of emotions. Where the first 27 years of my life basically felt like all the lowest emotions I could possibly feel. The lowest of the low. And even though like externally you can point at moments and be like, yeah, but like, was it really that hard? Like, oh, well, you didn't have to do a full-time job while you were helping your grandfather and going to school. Was it really that hard? And it's like, you just weren't there, so you don't know. And I'd do it again. Like, I wouldn't I wouldn't change my trajectory or path. But it's just kind of like the absolute state that I was in. Um, it was just the only thing keeping me going was momentum. That's like, and as soon as everything kind of slowed down, everything fell apart for me. Um, and it's like, yeah, yeah, of course. The moment you slow down, you see all the things that you were kind of leaving behind because it just couldn't catch up to you fast enough, not because you were actually leaving it behind. Um, and then the hatred that I felt for myself and for the situation, and then kind of realizing that all of that was just totally misplaced, and that I was just hurt inside. And really coming to terms with the fact that it was a really hard period. And then kind of shifting from that period to like the healing phase where I'm still feeling like garbage, but at least I'm healing. And then suddenly I don't feel like garbage. To this new like mastery phase of like, oh wow, like I'm actually caught up on healing. That's amazing. Um and then to this like cocooning phase of like preparing, and then breaking out of this cocoon in the form of this test with this like long trip where basically no one has actually fully, it's like it's impossible to see the internal work until it manifests externally. And it showed up a little bit, but it's kind of, again, it's very surface level stuff. And it's the little things, the micro details that you realize all these little micro details make up the whole. And feeling this kind of random swing in emotions and just wanting to rest. It's like, yeah, I probably should be resting because I'm going to be going really hard for the next 4 weeks. And I say really hard, but it's like, traveling does take a toll because you're not in a familiar environment. So there's a lot of extra kind of stressors, but there's also a lot of relaxing as well. So it's kind of like it balances itself out, but it's like a different kind of stressors that were there that weren't there when you're just sitting around. So yeah. And then of course, thinking about just how everything is going to play out. I've let go. Like, truly, like, it's going to play out however it's going to play out. And I'm just not even going to pretend to know. Obviously, it'd be nice, but, like, again, it's just I've let go. And I don't know. I think it's just the word is surreal. It's just surreal. And every day that I move my little magnet is one day closer. And it's almost like there's an internal, like, it's not tightening, it's like the knowing is growing stronger. And so it's like, well, you have very little rest left. So you need to take your time to rest. I'm like, got it. So I'm resting. It's kind of like all the work's basically done. I just need to exist for a couple more days. And then everything kind of kicks off. So it's like existing is hard right now. It's like I want to be doing things. I've basically, like, yeah, I could like do a little more cleaning and like a little more sorting. But like I've got things pretty much figured out on what I'm getting rid of. It's all in a pile. I just need to go and drop it off somewhere. And yeah, I could like sort through my coin stuff, but it's like it's a box this big, right? It's like if I don't sort through it, it's not going to be the end of the world. Um, and maybe tomorrow I'll feel like sorting through it. It definitely, I feel like this letting go process, it does take a toll in so much as the less things that exist around me, the more like, oh wow, this is like really happening. And I need to like let my mind catch up. And my body catch up. Yeah, I'm just feels like a rest day. So that's what I did. And that's okay. I don't have to there's a little bit that I felt a little guilty for a moment about resting. It's like that's fucked up. Like, you know, I I'm allowed to rest. I'm allowed to fucking eat popcorn, you know. If I don't want to go and do a thing, I just eat some popcorn and I'm like, I'm resting. And it's uh it's not something I should do every day, but it's like just kind of enjoying the rest. So I just got some popcorn, listened to some enjoyable little thing, and that was it. And maybe I'll even have a thing of toast, because toast sounds awesome, and I can just get like one slice of toast. Um, yeah, but I mean it's 9:30, so I probably shouldn't eat. But maybe I'll say fuck you. I'm gonna have one piece of toast. Oh gosh, I already posted my stuff for the day, so I don't even have to do anything else. There's a new Extreme Master Saga episode that I want to go watch, so maybe I'll watch that. I also have kind of just realized it's like part of me has just kind of forgotten how to play and how to just enjoy things, which is so like it's like you'd never think that you'd have to relearn how to enjoy things, but like yeah, it's just like allowing myself to fully enjoy something. Um it's a relearning because I knew how to do this as a kid, a really young kid, but I think we kind of get conditioned to not allow ourselves to rest, to not allow ourselves to enjoy things, to not allow ourselves to do these things because, well, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. You're supposed to be working and doing things all the time. And it's like, yeah, I guess technically that's true. But is that really how we're actually supposed to be functioning? No. That's just what society wants you to do. It wants you to work 40 hours a week, do the overtime when your boss asks, don't take the 2 weeks off because you're just saving it for a special occasion. And so you just work the whole year without even taking a vacation. And you're like, you're just living in this half fugue state. It's like, that's what we're told we should enjoy. That's the dream. It's like, what? No, it's not what we're supposed to do. Um, that's what every company wants you to do. But that's just bullshit. We can live differently. So, yeah. I refuse to subscribe to that trash level existence where I don't get to enjoy my life 99% of the time. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that anyone who works a job is a trash existence or whatever. It's not what I'm saying. Everyone has to survive and make money in any way they can, right? But if you stay like that and settle because you don't think that you're worth more or you don't think that you can do more, that's where it's like, well, you're giving up. And figuring out how to do things that you love that also give you some sort of income or sense of security or whatever it is. That's really what the goal should be. Shouldn't be to chase a number on a paycheck. So, don't trade your life force to companies for cash. We're not animals. We deserve to enjoy ourselves. We deserve to go out and be in nature, or, you know, eat the food that we want to eat, or, you know, have the experiences we want to experience. So you're the only one who's going to advocate for yourself. Maybe family, if you have a really good family. But the one who can look out for yourself the most is you. That's the person you can always count on. It's not that you can't count on everyone else, but it's just that they have to focus on themselves too. So you can't be codependent. And when you figure out the internal, things get a lot better. So, you know, like, even when I feel this way, it's like I'm still super peaceful inside. It's just like I'm allowing the emotions to kind of like sit there so I can kind of glean and understand, like, why am I feeling this way? What's the deeper meaning here? Is there actually something it's pointing to, or is it just like, you know, remnant states? Because I've gotten a lot of that where it's like it'll just show up, or I'll get these remnant like feelings that when I let them go, it's like, oh, okay, cool. That was just like, it wasn't even like it was me, but it was like an echo of me from like a long time ago that just popped up, right? So, and then sometimes it's just like other people. But I've kind of gotten better at like filtering and like cleansing when I allow other people to kind of show up energy wise. So, yeah. But I think I'm just going to continue enjoying and resting. I don't even know how I got to 27 minutes. Like, that seems crazy to me. But, okay. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.